No, but what
Ten,
was
12 before it'd be naughty school kids. Naughty school kid.
Over there. Ross?
Yep.
Over there.
Is what?
Do I see it going over there?
Yeah, can you hear me alright from there?
Yeah.
Right guys, okay, so thanks for coming down tonight. The purpose of tonight is just to explain to people in person what the new gym's all about, and then people can decide for themselves whether it's for them, and also it gives us a look at the people that are potentially interested, and we're going to have a look at screening people to make sure we've got the right people training the facility. So everybody's got a handout. Has anybody not got one? No? Good, right. Okay, so the first point to get across is that gym is by no means taking the attention of RM Fitness away from what we've always done. And what we've always done is personal training and boot camp. For me, that is the product to get most people to where they need to be. This is like what I've described and what I've written here is like the icing on the cake. It gets people from in good condition to very good condition. And that's that. Then people that are ready for that next step up, that's what that gym's all about. But by no means, I want to make it clear straight away, is everything going to be thrown into there and all the attention at that, because this is still very important in here. So what we've also got the box fit sessions coming in, and that's the same sort of principle with them. They are an addition to what we're doing rather than a substitute. So there's two different products or training type of sessions that's going to be going on in there. The first one, which I'm going to talk about the most, will I think for our existing members will apply to the majority or more people. It will apply to more people than the second product. So the first product is Bootcamp Extreme, and we're going to talk about that one in a lot of detail. The second product, which is only a couple lines on, is Strength Camp. Now that's going to be to replace the old Strongman session. Just let's have a quick show of hands. Who's done the Strongman course at least once? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 or 8 of you. So that might apply more to you. But obviously as we're going along, think of questions, and at the end we'll have a Q&A. So Bootcamp Extreme, I've made it dead obvious basically, all these titles. So what is Bootcamp Extreme? It's a high intensity circuit training session that will work on your fitness conditioning and your strength, utilising exercises of a more technical nature and a more hardcore nature. The sessions are still going to be programmed by me, and they're going to be led by the trainers that I've got that are all switched on guys that know how to follow a game plan and they know what I expect and they deliver to that level every time. So it is still a circuit, the Bootcamp Extreme. The difference is you're going to be doing things like flipping a tractor tyre, hitting a tractor tyre with a sledgehammer, lifting weights that are a bit heavier, dropping weights, pulling things, pushing things, those sorts of things that, due to the nature of this building and the nature of the type of people we get on boot camp, we can't really facilitate that sort of stuff in here. Where do the sessions take place? Obviously across the way there. Okay, this is probably the biggest section now, so everybody to switch on to this. Who is it for? So there's two people that it's for. You've got existing members who have been doing the RM Fitness boot camp, the regular boot camp, that are ready for that step up. And you've also got new people coming through that might have just joined us, or they might phone up and Gaz Morton would be a good example. Come here at a very good level of fitness. He's probably ready for that straight away, just off the back of speaking to him and knowing what he's done in the past. And there might be other people coming through like that. So I don't want it to sound like it is only for people that have been here for ages, but I'd have thought the majority of people, in the majority of cases, it will be. So what we're saying here, right, so the latter group of people, so if people aren't already members in here, then they're going to have to go through one personal training session and do a fitness test to show that they're up to that level of working in there, so that we're not bringing the standards down, the fitness standards down. So anybody that's already trained in here, particularly people, if you've done the whiteboard fitness testing session, yeah, we all know where you're up to, but new people coming on, we just don't want people really unfit or really out of shape, just rocking up and doing that and bringing the level down for everybody else really. So I've tried to make it as black and white as possible. So there's two sort of criteria that I'd like people to match. There's the first one, which is performance, and there's a second one, which is body composition. So for the performance, on the first page, guys, the one that's labelled A, for the females, you need to be able to complete 3 of the 4. So it's kettlebell swings, 16 kilos for 20 reps is the standard we're looking at. Clean and jerk, the one off the ground, yeah, off the ground, shoulders to overhead, 20 kilos for 10 reps. Full burpees, 12 in 60 seconds, and box jump, 18 inch, 1 rep. So that box there is 24 inch, okay, so it's the slightly smaller one that we've got in the other gym. And I think 3 out of the 4 we're looking at really, 3 out of the 4 on that one. Same for the men, you can read the description for yourselves in your own time. It's obviously slightly heavier and slightly more burpees and a higher box and stuff. But we're looking for 3 out of the 4. What's really important there to get across is that this place accommodates for the vast majority of people. Right from coming in, they might have been deconditioned when they joined the gym, or they might have been in good shape. And it will take them a long, long way. And the point is that gym forms the icing on the cake. So the point is we only want like an elite group over there. We don't want people that are going to like hold the sessions down for people. We want people to be able to go really hard into it. Body composition wise, I've said here that sport and exercise psychology tells us for the vast majority of people they struggle to concentrate on 2 things. So most people will struggle to concentrate on performance and body composition. So it makes sense to me that if you've got a lot of weight to lose, then you don't want to be going in there where it's going to be more about performance. You want to be concentrating on the boot camp and the box fit sessions that are geared up to fat burning circuit type training, all ability levels. There's a weigh and measure protocol in place so you can regularly check your body fat level, well your inches and your weight, and that will move you forward in a body composition manner. So I think it's a really important point to make that a lot of people get sucked into the performance training too early, and they've got a lot more mileage to make just doing the regular stuff that we're doing here. And don't get me wrong, the regular stuff that we're doing here, the boot camp, it's at a very high level. You just get anyone off the street that says they go to the gym or your mates from work and stick them in one of these sessions, and they won't last 2 minutes even if they think they're fit. And that's apparent when new people join us, and then 3 months down the line, they're like at the fitter end of the group, and we can see that, or I can see it, you know, standing back from it all. You can see that transition with people, which is really nice to see. So I feel that for body composition, I think if you feel you're a long way off the mark of where you want to be, then I don't think that gym's for you. I think that gym's for you if you're probably 90% of the way. So below is a guideline to indicate, to try and make it as objective as possible. So if we turn on to page 2, there's 3 measures that we use in RMF Fitness to track body composition. The first one is body fat. Okay, we don't do that with everybody. We do that with personal training clients mainly because you can't do it after you've trained. So you can't test your body fat on the scales or with calipers after you've trained because your body composition changes, it makes it inaccurate. So for that reason we don't do it with a lot of people at boot camp. But it's available to you if people want to do it, come a couple of minutes early, providing the trainer's got time, we can do it. So as a rough guide, you need to be within 5 to 10% of achieving your goal, or certainly being what we class as a healthy category, which I would say 20 for men and 30 for women. Inches, or probably 33 for women, 20 for men, if I'm being honest. Inches, I feel you need to be probably a clothes size approximately away from your ideal, your target. I think if you're more than that away from your target, I don't think that type of training is going to do it for you. I think it's the regular boot camp with the additional box fit if you want to get more sessions in. And then if you want to go for your weight, which you've got all different sort of shapes and sizes in here, we've got like short people with a small frame, and we've got tall people with a big frame, so we can't say exactly, but I would say as a rough guide, you don't want to be any more than a stone to a stone and a half away from this ideal body shape that we're talking about. You know, if you're within those, you know, at least 2 of the 3 areas, if you're within that place could be for you if you're up for it. And again, it's not something we're trying to get massive numbers into that. That is something that's, I wouldn't say it's a hobby of mine, but I didn't feel complete having a gym like this and not being able to provide that type of training. When I've trained like rugby players and MMA fighters and people like that, we've got Johnny and Steve doing the CrossFit training that they're doing at a very high level. And it doesn't feel to me like I've got a full package unless I can offer that type of training. So it's not something we're trying to get like 100 people signed up to. You know, I just want good people over there that are going to benefit, and you're all going to bounce off each other really. So I think body-wise, I think yeah, if you can match sort of 2 of the 3 of those, that'd be brilliant. I've said just underneath there that there may be exceptions with the body composition one, but if you feel that you are an exception to that, then come and discuss it with me. Don't just be like, oh, it's not for me. Come and discuss it. I do feel quite strongly about the performance goals because I think that if you're not careful, you can end up holding the other people back. If we're like putting like, say if it's like mainly women in a circuit and we're putting 2 weights out, you don't want someone there who's like really, really weak and you have to get a third barbell out for them. So I want everybody in quite a similar bracket. Or same with the blokes really. So that's why we've put them guidelines in place. But again, if you really feel that you train hard and you know you're not quite there but you're really close to there, then just come and speak. It's not, I've tried to make it black and white because otherwise it's like, how do you communicate this to like, you know, however many people train in this gym? I've tried to make it like that. But what I'm trying to say is that come and have a chat if you know if you feel that you may be an exception to those guidelines. So moving on, why should I do Bootcamp Extreme? So you know, what will it kind of offer me? What will it do for me? So I put here, it depends on your goals. I estimate that Bootcamp Extreme will be suitable for probably the fittest 30% of this gym. So it's not for everybody. If you want a step up, or you're struggling shedding that last few pounds or last few inches, then that might be the training session for you. The standard at Bootcamp is fantastic and will remain RM Fitness's #1 group fitness and fat loss solution. The only limitations, like I've said, to the Bootcamp as it is in here, is the inability to lift heavy weights in here because it's upstairs and the type of flooring we've got. The coaching, because it's in a bigger group, as I'm going to explain in a minute, that's going to be a small group, so we can coach more technical exercises. And I feel that those sort of like those components are going to mean that the results are going to improve because you can do more technical exercises, more hardcore exercises, you're going to increase your intensity, and therefore your results will follow on from that. And I think that's a very important point to make, that those limitations only come into play, I think, when you've gone 80% of the way in here. I don't think straight away that is anything anybody should be thinking about. But if you feel, right, I'm really peaking in here, I've been, you know, at the same level for a period of time, I'm ready for that step up, you know, things might be holding you back because you can't lift heavy enough, you can't drop a weight on this floor, you can't pull a sledge or push something, then I think that's maybe the sort of person we're after to step up really. Regular bootcamp gets people exceptionally fit and it gets body fat off people effectively by combining a scientifically structured exercise programme with bags of group support and motivation and a weigh and measure system coupled with nutritional advice. Now whether that be the form that we give everyone at the start, or whether it's tips you're picking up as we're training, or whether it's things that we're uploading on Facebook, but this whole place is aimed towards motivating you to make the right choices with your diet and the right choices with your training. So moving on there, Bootcamp Extreme will allow heavier weights, more hardcore exercises due to the nature of the flooring and it being a ground floor. The small group thing's an important point. Let's just pick on somebody who's done a lot of, say like, I don't know, Scott, just tell people what you think about, say, the size of the group with strongman being only sort of 8 to 10 compared to.
Concentrated, isn't it?
What benefits has that got?
Well, you've got people pushing you on your back all the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's more concentrated, the group, and it was only 8 of us. So
yeah.
Somebody's on your back all the time pushing you.
So there's a motivation factor.
Yeah,
and I don't know if any of the other lads have noticed, like the actual, I mean, your real experience with your weights, but say someone maybe less experienced when they've come in, like maybe Gal who's not done as much as Scott, I'd have thought that the fact there's only 8 people and you've got one coach for eight, well, probably 10 people over there, does that come into play with it? So you've got more.
The staff members got more time for the individual.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who are experienced anyway and get on with it.
Yeah.
And if you need advice, you've got that few minutes rather than trying to look after 30 people.
Yeah, that's essentially why we're doing the small group thing over there. That it's fine for boot camp because it's the type of exercises what I call low tech exercises. So burpees, burpee, kettlebell swings look after themselves with 90% of people. But if you're talking about a clean and jerk, a box jump where you're going to get up to your actual limitation of what you can do and get out your comfort zone, anything like that requires coaching. And I realise that not everybody can do, in fact 99.9% of people can't do personal training 4 days a week. So we're trying to create something that's in the middle of a group programme and a one-on-one programme. And that's something where there's a group of 10 that's going to require more coaching. And I think that's probably a massive thing for that gym, to be honest. Last point here is, I'm not going into too much detail, but the nature of the type of training you'll be doing, as a consequence of the fact we can coach you better and we can use different exercises, will mean that you'll get faster results because your metabolic rate will speed up basically with that type of circuit training over this type of circuit training. When are the sessions on? So The launch schedule starts next week, and the sessions are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Saturday to begin with, and then all I'm going to do is just keep adding more sessions to the booking system off the requirement of how many of each cards, which I'm going to explain how they work. But basically, all you do over there, you don't subscribe to anything, there's no online payments or anything. You buy a card, it gives you 8 sessions, and then depending on how many of them we've got active, we know how many sessions we need to put on. That's it with that point really. Moving on, so that's kind of Bootcamp Extreme. If you have got any questions, just keep them in your mind because we're going to have a Q&A session at the end. I'm trying to keep it quick, I know because it's late at night for a lot of people this. Strength Camp. Strength Camp is going to follow on a couple of weeks after Bootcamp Extreme. Okay, but a point that I've made later on this document is that what you can do, I'll bring it up now because it's more relevant. When you buy that card, it's applicable for Bootcamp Extreme or Strength Camp. So you could do, 2 Strength Camp, 1 Extreme. The week after, 3 Bootcamp Extreme and no Strength. You can mix and match what you're doing with that card. That just gets you access to a session in that gym. So that's a good point to make. So Strength Camp will be launched a couple more weeks after Bootcamp Extreme.
Are they going to be a first come first serve like tonight?
No, it's the same thing. So you buy a card and there's going to be a booking system. The booking system is going to imitate the booking system for this place. It's the exact same thing, but it's just going to be on a different section. Strength Camp, I'm not going to go on about it too much because I think the people who probably want to do that have probably already done a bit of it. But it's basically going to be what we used to call strongman, and it's going to be it's our own unique blend of lean size training and strength work. So lads that have done it before, Strength Camp is going to be your Tuesday night session. So that's going to be more like your structured programme, where it's like you're going to get some consistency with what you're doing. So for example, we might do a month of doing 5 sets of 5 and get you as strong as possible, and then the following month we might be doing like 4 sets of 10 supersets where we're blowing you up a bit more. And that's going to like add size and add strength to people. Women might want to do that, but I think it's probably going to be like 99% men, to be honest, but it is open to women. For those who did the Strongman session, it's the Tuesday session. The Thursday session of Strongman is going to be Bootcamp Extreme in there, circuit training with weights. So that's it for Strength Camp and Bootcamp Extreme. What I want to talk about now is what both the products have got in common, i.e. the booking system and things like that. So the first thing really is the class size, the pricing structure and the booking system. Both Bootcamp Extreme and Strength Camp sessions run in a much smaller group, like we've said. The benefits we've outlined. The Strength and Conditioning Members Access Card is available. It's £80 for 8 sessions to be taken over 6 weeks. So nothing's changed with the way we do it. Strongman is still the same pricing structure, except with this you can dip in and out, and I see that as being the biggest advantage to doing it like this. You can buy one of them, and as long as you've used them all over 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter if you can't come on a Monday night and you can only come Wednesday, Friday that week, and the following week different days, because there's a booking system like with boot camp. The old Strongman, just for people's information, used to work. We used to have to have an hour on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 6:30. You were either in for that month and you paid your £80, and if you couldn't finish the course, then, or like say, I don't know, Matty had probably most problems like everyone working shifts and stuff. You know, if you couldn't come one night, then he lost it because we couldn't start accommodating for that. With this, obviously, we can. The booking system will mirror the regular boot camp one. What's that there? We've outlined that. So, really now, it's just going to come down to your options and probably recommendations for people. So you can mix and match between the products below. So I'm on the second page where it says your options. You've got Box Fit, which is your £5 Tuesday, Thursday class. That gives you your fitness burn. You know, most people now have done that. You know what it's about. You've got your boot camp, which is more of a program. Okay, it's moving you forward and you're getting in with a group of people, weigh and measure protocol, nutrition, and that is more of a structured program. Then you've got your boot camp extreme and your strength camp. Now, for me, I've outlined 4 categories that I think are going to work best. I think if people are going to start training over there, if you want my honest opinion, I think for most people you're going to be better dropping your boot camp down or cancelling it and doing, if you want to do fitness work, doing the boxing classes with that stuff. Because I think that what will happen is once you start lifting heavier weights over there, the lighter weights in here might not be right for you. I don't think it will, but you can make that decision. Because once you've bought one of them, you can just kind of like drop it in and do what you can, see how you feel over like a 4-week period, make a decision as you're going along. But I think option A, regular boot camp mixed with box fit. So that would be someone who's sat in this meeting now, or they're going to watch this video when we put it on YouTube, and they might be thinking, nah, it's not for me, that gym. It's not, I'm not where I don't like it, I don't fancy it, or I'm not up to that level, or I want to do it further down the line. But regular boot camp will mix in very well with box fit, okay, if people want to top up the sessions. Category B is boot camp extreme over there. I think this is going to be the best one for you women. Boot camp extreme over there, as in when you feel like doing some heavier stuff, mixed in with box fit sessions. I think that will complement it very well. I think your other thing that you'll get people doing is probably strength camp, so some of your lads might want to do this, mixed with boot camp extreme, because you've got heavy lifting with more circuit heavy lifting then, that's like your strongman. And then your last one is strength camp mixed in with boot camp extreme. So that's your option. In fact, you said that one twice. You're all twice there. I'm sure I was meant to do something different, but spot the mistake. So basically, you can create your own blend, and the thing is that gives you the flexibility with, you can tell it's on auto cue, guy, all the words are coming up down there, but that gives you the flexibility to be able to mix and match what you're doing. Okay, you can't really do that with a boot camp, because once you're in, you're committed to it. Which is good for 90% of people, boot camp. When they're coming in, and people are deconditioned, that gets them to a very, very good level. And people might want to stay at that level, they might want to carry on doing that, and I'm not knocking that. But that's over there for people that want to come up above that. There's a rough schedule and you can sort of like get your head around roughly when things are going to be on, but that is by no means finalised. So we're looking at Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in here, boot camp, Saturday, Sunday, in here, boot camp, box fit Tuesday, Thursday. That's in this gym. That gym is going to be, whenever boot camp's on, you're going to have a boot camp extreme over there, hence why I think people should do one or the other and not mix and match them two. And then you're going to have your strength camp on the other days, basically. So you can just use that to get a rough idea of when it's going to be on. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. I think if we just go over... Yeah, what I want to do is take some questions, but first of all, let's just go over these cards. So what happens with these cards is you get one of these cards, okay? It's got 8 spaces on the back. You just get them stamped every time you come in. When it runs out, you don't have to get another one if you've not enjoyed it. No pressure, no continuity. If you want to do it, you can. And you can stagger the sessions how you like, and it's up to you. Bearing in mind, we're not doing this as an en masse thing. This is going to be for a concentrated handful of people over there. That's how that works. I think I've flown through that. It's probably not all gone in, I don't know if it has. But is it questions to do with anything?
So when's it going online and live?
So we're going to start with the Bootcamp Extreme next week. Alright, what's she saying?
Read it.
So we're going to start with the Bootcamp Extreme Monday and Wednesday and Saturday next week at the times on there, and they'll be on the booking system. And then all we're going to do is just build it up depending on these. So say if only 10 people buy one of these, yeah, Lauren? If only 10 people buy one of these, then we'll just put like enough sessions on for 10 people. If 30 people buy one, we'll put enough on for 30. And it's very good because I can control it, knowing how many we do off that. That's another good point as well, to do with the boot camp as it is now. Just get a few people saying, the way I work it out is like the amount of members on each package that we offer is how many slots I put on the booking system. What I can't guarantee at busy times is that like you in particular are going to be able to get to your 5:30 class after you finish work if that's best for you, because I've got no control over that, because you might get 70% of people wanting to come at 5:30 and the rest of people not wanting to come at other times. So it's the same over there. All I can do is put enough slots on for the amount of people that are actually enrolling in the programme. The only time that was an issue for me was like the first week in January when new people joined, and not only new people joining but existing people making full use of the membership, whereas they weren't in December. But you know, I felt like I reacted pretty quick to that, because second week in January I upped everything. But it'll be the same in here anyway. So any other stuff?
A lot of people in here come on the early morning sessions for boot camp.
Yeah.
And if you did want to, which suits for like people with families and work and that, would there be any chance of early morning ones in the other gym?
Yeah. All I've got to do is just make sure there's enough interest, and that's I'll be dictated by the people with the cards as to when they want the sessions, because they're the people who are going to be training there. So yeah, that's definitely an option. A few people have asked about that. I think the safest option to go in with it is just like the 6:30 Monday, Wednesday, because that's the busiest one in here. So we'll go into it over there. That'll calm things down in here as well a bit, but as people start doing that, and I think that that's a good shout really, yeah. Any more? Anybody got any concerns about like the type of training or anything like that?
Not going to bulk up, is it? Not going to make us massive.
No, that's the boot camp extreme circuit is going to be done like the name gives it away. Like it is a circuit. You're going to be like still working for a minute, but the emphasis might be on picking a weight that's that heavy. You can only bang out say 10 or 12 consistent reps with that weight. Then that might take you probably 30 to 40 seconds of the minute. You might put the bar down, get a couple of breaths in, and then carry on. That type of training for women is not going to make them bulk. It's very hard to bulk women up anyway, but the strength camp wouldn't be one that I'd be looking for women to enrol in. Unless they wanted that, you know what I mean, some women might want that, but most women don't want that. So, no, the boot camp extreme won't do, but I probably would stay away from the strength camp one. But I don't know, it's difficult to say, because with personal training, like when you're doing one-on-one training with people, I've trained some women really heavy, and they've not put any, like they've toned up, but they've not put bulk on. But other women can do if you're not careful. So the strength camp one wouldn't, because that is more of a bulking type of program. Then that probably wouldn't be one for women really, unless they wanted that. Any more stuff? Anything else to add? Cool. Right. If you think of anything, best place for questions, full stop, is on the Facebook, on the page for this gym, on the wall, because then if like a member of staff answers a question, then other people can see, because you might get a lot of people all thinking the same thing, and you ask a question, and then like everybody can see the answer rather than inboxing me. That's probably the best thing. All right, good stuff. So yeah, we'll put the there's going to be a session on Monday night anyway. Not matter what, even if we're just running it with like one person. So we need to put sessions on next week.
When can you buy them?
Just like tonight, really. I'm just hanging around tonight, tomorrow, between now and Monday.
Can you turn up on Monday and buy one?
Good question. What we'll do then, right? I'll put Monday on the booking system, and then obviously once it's full, don't do it. If it says full, then don't do it, because so I'll put Monday on the booking system. Book on if you want to come, even if you've not paid, with your money to pay on that day. But then if it says 10 when you look on, and it says full, don't come to, you maybe come down to have a see what's going on, and then maybe buy your card then, but don't come expecting to train if it says full. Probably, does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. So just bob in, any time between now and Monday, we'll just build it up. Like I say, it's a low-key thing, but I just think for a small group of people that come in here, they're going to really benefit and enjoy that. But it isn't something I'm trying to like sell to like shitloads of people, because it's not about that. So thanks for coming anyway, and we'll see you all next week. All right? Cheers.